I saw that lady give birth. I saw a woman give birth right in front of my eyes. Hello family, welcome to Hearty Moments with Buggz, a space that gives you moments of marriage, motherhood, and lifestyle. So on today's video, I'll be telling you guys my public hospital birth experience once again. Your girl don't listen. My husband and I did it again. Okay, so we were not planning on having any baby anytime soon. My twins don't get sick often. Because of Ramaphosa's economy, we're like, no, we don't need a medical aid in it. We don't get sick much. We self-medicate if we do have low fever. So we're like, no, we don't need a medical aid. We cut down on everything else that we had. After I fell pregnant, I tried getting a medical aid, and the medical aid companies turned us down because I was already pregnant. So they told us that, well, they turned us down for covering the labor. I mean, the birth, what costs. So they were like, no, they will cover me and my kids, and they were mounted in the policy, the insurance policy, but they won't cover my labor costs, and they'll only cover the baby once they're born and everything that is needed after the birth of the baby. So when we're like, okay, should we take it, should we not? Okay. We were in between. And then my husband considered paying cash for the delivery. Okay, we consulted in a few hospitals, and it went from like 15,000 to 15,000 is natural birth, and then C-section is from 40,000 unyuk. No man, it's like 40,000 unyuk. And my husband was like, no, I'll pay it. Hi guys, okay, I was like, okay, yeah, he can pay it because I really don't want to give birth in a public hospital again. And then a part of me was like, no, that's a waste of money. Like, there's a lot that we need to do. There's a lot of we have planned. There's a baby coming, and we are living in this economy of ours, you know. So we can't be taking imalingago, see spend when we have an option of giving birth in a public hospital, and it's something I did before. Daba right. Although the experience was not the best, but I was okay. My twins were okay, and I gave birth to twins, like 2 babies in a public hospital. So one baby won't get hurt if I give birth in a public hospital. So yeah, like we went closer to me giving birth, so we needed to finally decide. And I told my husband, like, no, I don't think it's a great idea to spend so much money, you know. So we ended up not doing that, and we got in track. Like I started going to a clinic, which is the nearest hospital to where we stayed, Hearty Hospital in Chatsworth, Durban. Guys, I regretted, you know, I regretted telling my husband, but no, don't pay that money, because wow. Okay, so the story goes like this. I went to the hospital. Okay, my water broke on a Friday. And then I went to the hospital. No, it broke on a Sunday. I went to the hospital on a Monday. I had been having contractions, but they were not serious and they were far in between. So after the water broke, we decided, let's go to the hospital. And I was overdue, like I was 9 months going to 10. So we went, and when we got there, Miss Phyllis is prepared. Okay, we are coming to Bandizola. And then they observed me, and then Dalala, and then a day passed, and then the second day they told me, let me go get induced. I got induced. the whole flippin' day. I was in labor pains. I was dying. I almost died. Like, it was so painful. They induced me from 9 a.m. until until 6, because they give you a pill every 2 hours. So the pain kept on getting worse because of the pill. So they induced me, and then at 6, my husband came, because everything I was in go to. He came, but they didn't allow him inside the ward where I was in. That's where the ward where they deliver babies. So like, I saw a woman give birth right in front of my eyes. Labor pains. Imagine how traumatic that is. Yes, I've given birth before. It wasn't my first birth experience, but seeing it like that, like, ooh, and the baby, ooh, it was so traumatic, guys. It was like, why not close the curtain? Public hospital. But anyway, I saw that lady give birth. I'm so traumatized, actually. That's why I'm repeating this. But anyway, my husband, he came, and I was very hungry. And they told me I could eat, because they didn't tell me I'm going to have a C-section. It was going to be a natural birth, because I could give birth to twins. Then I could definitely give birth to one child, natural birth. So he brought food, and I ate. I'm so grateful. She had Nando's. She gave me a piece. So, but guys, andithanda ukuhlupha abantu, andithanda futhi ukucela. So ndathatha ipiece nyana, then I ate. Like, my appetite was very big. So I was still hungry, and then my husband came. He brought me fruit, KFC, chips, and just needs. Because we still went especially, and I was like, hey, bro, I'm getting induced up. And then they didn't allow him in, and he looked so worried, guys. But the disadvantages of giving birth in a public hospital, you cannot have your partner next to you. And guys, we would have vlogged our birth and showed you properly. But and I wasn't paying meat, so upon unit gone. So I gave birth. I got induced, and then my husband came. He brought me food, and the nurses chased him away because some women are naked, etc. So Apuma, as worried as he was, everything that belongs to me. I mustn't have a panty, I mustn't have a gown, nothing. Everything must be packed. So I packed everything, but probably big, heavy-duty plastic bag by Bopa. Then I wrote my name on it and my number, and then by storage somewhere, I don't know where. So I was left with Ezakanza Konaki, which I hate so much. So they told me that the heartbeat is not beating so well. So I might need to go for a C-section, and then Abendi, because wow. And if you're in a public hospital, oh my gosh, they will finger you. Oh my Lord. Oh, from the day then because I got induced on day 3 in the hospital. From the day I arrived, I was getting it. So they did it, and they said I'm 3 centimeters dilated. So and the heartbeat is not beating good. So they might opt for a C-section. They might. You see, now I am worried. And they're not even telling me, guys. About a public hospital, one thing about them, they will not tell you what is happening with your body. They will not tell you what they want to do with your body. They will not tell you what they are doing to your body. They will just say, Hiza. And so what? Full lens. Hit. Like, it's my body. So, they said they might take me to C-section, but it's about what, mind you. I've been buza every step. But eating into, like, if my baby's heart is beating slow, like eating to a C-section, I must go now. But there's a list, there's a line, so I must wait. Like, wait with my baby. And then this other doctor was closer. I was like, but please, I don't want my baby to die. But what we're going to do is we're going to take you in for an emergency C-section. So you are going to jump the queue because this is a really serious matter. Your baby's in danger. So we really need to get the baby out. And then guys, like I didn't want to have a C-section. I did not want to have a C-section. I wanted a natural birth because everything is just, you know. But for the safety of my baby, I was like, let me do it. So they gave me a form. They told me, guys, like signing that thing is so scary. Like when they tell you about uganga vugi and whatnot, I was like, what the F? But I signed anyway, and I prayed. I've never prayed like that in my life. I was shivering. I was scared. I was crying. They told me to take off my ring. I had braids on, so they told me to undo. I was like, there's no time to undo now. The best I can do is just tie them up. Theater. So that's bopa. And then they took me inside the theater. It was so cold. I was shivering. They told me to relax. Actually, at theater, they were more kind than the other nurses I was with at the labor ward. Theater, they told me to relax. Everything's going to be okay. Like they do this every day, every hour. So it's going to be 1 2 1 2. Open me, take my baby out, and close me, and we're done. So they did that. So yeah, at theater, like they were okay. It's like the thing that grated my tits was when they were not telling me what's happening. They were not asking me what they want to do. At some point, they just figured me it's rape. Like they're not telling me. Then they're not telling me. Like section. I don't know why they're doing that thing. I don't know. So I had to ask. And abanye xa ubuza umbona like what do you wasn't doing it anyway. Like why are you asking? Because you don't know anything. Like you could just sense that energy. But I would ask regardless. So that is the most thing that was annoying for me. And then they did the C-section. My baby was born. We are born up from the C-section. Was born. And then they put him on my chest for like 10 seconds. Ugh, that was so disappointing. And they took him away. That was 10 p.m. in the evening on the 21st. So Kumgan was born on the 21st of September 2022. Then Kendamba Ndaya Ewodin. Yes, this is the part I'm still shivering, I'm still dizzy, like like I'm starting to feel my legs. So when I got to the ward, it was cold, first of all. Secondly, it was a cold day, Vale. Secondly, the ward didn't have space, didn't have enough beds. So I was kept at the corridor. So they kept me a passage. Mind you, what is the time? It's past 10 because I gave birth to Kumkani at 10. So it's 11 and it's getting colder. They kept me there and I was shivering because I don't know if it happens to all the mothers who give birth by C-section, but I was shivering after the thing. So I was very cold and Gabanda Vale. So I asked for a blanket because the so I was like, ngicela a blanket because I could see abanye basecorridor had blankets. But ubona ukuthi ama blankets kuchunes awubona ukuthi ama blankets aphelile kuba wonke umuntu la une blankets kuyabantu aphelile ke sisama blankets usuyoba strong. That type of guys. Hi. That was not the worst part. My baby came, wabe embathiswe ngesheet. Thambileyo, guys, kuyabanda. After they gave me my baby, did he not have ilentuk imfinya? He had a runny nose. He was just 4 hours on earth and already he had a runny nose. Guys, I was so stressed. I took off what I was wearing. And then ndanika ishiti ngomnye and another lady who was there, she gave me that sheet so that to overlay any spinning. So I tried to cover my baby and I, and ndaphefumla kakhulu under the sheets so that kube shushu, so that my umphefumulo wami enze kube shushu under the sheets so that the baby gets warm, because wegodola kwakubanda izandla zakhe nenyawo zakhe. Imagine, I was crying, my heart was so sore. I don't have my phone with me. I can't even call my husband to bring clothes because can't ask my husband to guys, ndakhala ndakhumbula umamam, guys, esingcwabeni ndamkhumbula ndaqonda ndiyasola ngongayi private hospital liver. And then after all of that, I stayed kule bhedi engaka nomntanam ndazama ukumncancisa ke, and then kwade kwasa kwaphuma ilanga kwangconana nokubanda. Then ndazama ukumncancisa ke wabencanca ke, he was responding, and my boob was responding as well. And then they did not bring my things. I thought next thing I was like, they're gonna bring my things. Ababangenayo ekuseni bazozinto zami. Hey guys, I waited and waited. I haven't told anyone in my family that I've given birth. Visiting hours are only at 2 p.m. My husband doesn't know what's happening because my phone is not with me. Like, oh my gosh, I was so stressed. Like, because I wanna call my husband, I wanna do what. While I called my husband, this other lady gave me her phone, and I called back my husband and I told him that I gave birth and yeah, okay. Because phone you, so that's all I could tell him, and then I'll tell him when I get my phone, but he must come at 2 at 15 hours. Go 1:30. They gave me my stuff. My food was there, I was hungry. Guys, there was blood on that bed. I couldn't get off. C-section fresh. I couldn't get off. And then this other nurse came. She saw me crying, and I told her I was complaining. I hadn't gotten my stuff then when I was complaining and crying. I want my phone, I want my stuff. I want to get off this bed like kuningi. And she was an Indian nurse. Shame not to sound racist. I thought the Indians, because it's an Indian hospital, I thought the Indian nurses were going to be the mean ones. But sadly, it was our black sisters who were the meanest nurses ever. The nurse that actually helped me was an Indian nurse. She got me off the bed, guys, and got me off the bed and got me to a more comfortable and lower bed. And she got me a blanket. And she told them to bring my stuff. That's how I got my stuff. Then, I was so happy. I said, thank you. I don't know how many times. I actually wanted to get her something, but I was in hospital. Like, I didn't. And I didn't have money. So I stayed, and then my husband came, and then we bonded with our baby. And yeah, guys, but public hospitals, shame. I actually wished I'd taken my brother and my sisters-in-law's offer when they said I must go give birth in Port Shepstone, because I gave birth there with the twins, so it was a better experience compared to this one. It wasn't perfect because Kekobele is a public hospital, but it was way better. The staff was way better. Black nurses are mean. Like, if you are a nurse out there, please be the change that public hospitals need. Like, it starts with one person. Like, be the change, guys. Like, I don't understand why a black woman would be mean to another black woman. Ngathi zange babeleka bona, ngathi zange babasezinhlungwini, ngathi abayazi nimba yokugodolelwa ngumntwana nokugodola after a C-section. Like, I didn't understand. Uba omnye uduthi mandehle phakula bed mandizehlele. No help, nothing. Hlika. Hayibo, ndabe namjonga ngaqombe kandiqhela lo yazithulela futhi, because if ndandiphendule, obviously they're gonna get even worse treatment from them. But okay, guys, yeah, thank you so much for listening to my story. Actually venting, and I'm getting angry again. But Yeah, thank you so much for joining me and listening to my story. I hope you enjoyed it. And please comment down below and tell me what would you have done in our situation, in a situation where you fall pregnant without medical aid and you try to get medical aid, they tell you they won't cover the labor costs. What would you do? Would you pay cash? Would you join the medical aid? What would you have done in our situation? Please comment down below. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, bye.